Hey guys, it's Endoplex and welcome back to some more Monster Hunter Wilds, and what a journey it has been. I mean, for the past 2 weeks of my life, I have just been here in Monster Hunter Wilds, searching every single nook and cranny to find all of the endemic life and aquatic life that has to offer in Monster Hunter Wilds. We've put out copious amounts of videos over the past week, and thanks to all your guys' support, we've reached a massive 1,500 subscribers so far, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And even through all of these rare endemic life videos, there has been one common theme, and that is people still asking where you can find a bunch of the other endemic life, not just the rare stuff in Monster Hunter Wilds. And so, in today's video, the final video of the endemic life saga, what a journey it's been, we're going to be showcasing where you can find every single endemic life in Monster Hunter Wilds, both common and rare, and all of the aquatic life and where you can gather all of these guys from. So, without further ado, this is going to be a bit of a monumental task, so I hope you would drop me a like, maybe sub to the channel, I would really appreciate it. And let's get into the video. Now, for this first section of endemic life, all of these guys can actually be seen on your map, and you can just ping them with right stick down and your sacred will take you straight to them. For example, if I go ahead and find a Vigorwasp over here, I can press right stick down to ping it on the map, and my sacred will take me all the way over there. That is going to be the case for all of these first 3.5 rows of endemic life, so these guys are all super easy to find. First on the list, we have the Vigorwasp. These guys can be found basically anywhere throughout the game, and you're just going to look for these big wasps carrying these green nectar sacs. There's a few of them over here in the Oasis at Area 13 of the Windward Plains, and you can go ahead and catch these guys with a capture net. Next, the giant Vigorwasp, found in very similar locations to the regular Vigorwasp. However, these guys are most prevalent during the season of plenty, so go ahead and look out for these guys. They are just going to be a slightly bigger version of the regular Vigorwasp. You can see we have a regular Vigorwasp here, and the giant Vigorwasp here. Next, the Purewasp. These guys are much the same as Vigorwasps, except for instead of healing, they detoxify you, and they are found very commonly throughout the basin, cliffs, and Wyveria. Next, the Vigormantle Bug. These guys, again, are found pretty much everywhere, and have very similar properties to the Vigorwasps. You can go ahead and see me catching one in the oil well basin now. Chillmantle bugs are found very prevalently throughout the oil well basin, and if you capture one of these guys, they will help keep you cool throughout the hot areas of the oil well basin. You can find one over here. Heatmantle bugs, much the same as the Chillmantle bugs, except these guys will keep you warm in the cold areas. They can be found throughout the Ice Shard Cliffs areas, and there's one just here. Wiggly Litchi. These can be found on a bunch of different rotting logs all throughout the areas, and consuming these guys will recover a portion of your stamina. Paratoads are found throughout the plains, forest, and the ruins of Wyveria, and these guys, when interacted with, will produce a paralyzing mist that can either paralyze you or monsters around you. You can find one here in the Windward Plains. Nitrotoads found throughout the oil well basin and Wyveria, specifically in the hotter areas of the basin. These guys function very similarly to the Paratoads. Instead of paralyzing, they release blast element to you and nearby monsters.
Look at the size of that creature. What intense heat.
Sleeptoads are our third and final toads you can find. They are found throughout the oil well basin, Ice Shard Cliffs, and Wyveria, and these guys will release a sleeping mist when interacted with, causing you to fall asleep or monsters around you. Flashflies are found throughout every single area of the game, and these guys, when struck, will blind and disorientate monsters temporarily. Dung Beetles found in a variety of different areas in the game, and these guys will be found hanging around nearby piles of dung. Who would have thought? Pond beetles are found commonly throughout the oil well basin. Rime beetles can be commonly found around the ice shard cliffs areas. Thunderbugs can be found all through the plains and the ruins of Wyveria, and these guys will be handy to help you craft shock traps. Flash bugs can be found in a bunch of different areas, and these guys are helpful for crafting flash pods. Great thunderbugs are basically just a large gathering of regular thunderbugs. However, these guys are a little bit rarer and can only really be found during inclemency weather in the Windward Plains. Specifically, there is a location over here near Area 13 of these guys. God bugs are found throughout pretty much every single area of the game, and these guys are really useful for crafting some very strong different powders. Bitterbugs, again, found in pretty much every single area of the game, except these guys are more commonly found in caves or darker sort of areas, and they can be used to craft a lot of the higher grade materials. Dark Hornets are found in a few different areas of the game, and these guys are found near their giant honey nests during the day, and at night they can be seen out working. So you can see here the large honey nest, and now you can just break it with pulling it down, and then the hornets will pop out, and you can go ahead and catch them. Wedge beetles can be found in every single area of the game, and these guys allow you to grapple onto them to reach higher ledges. You can hear them because they have a distinct, very annoying ringing sound. Next is the Wind Rustler, and this is going to be the first of our endemic life that is not going to show up on the map. None of the endemic life from now on is going to show up on your map, so it is a little bit harder to find, but I'm going to show you where to find each and every one. Wind Rustlers can be found throughout the Windward Plains, and plenty of them can be found running around areas 8 to 10. The Black Wind Rustler. These guys are going to be found in the Windward Plains over towards areas 8 to 10. All around these sort of areas you can find them running about during the daytime and in the season of plenty. Hey, there we go. So you can see... Did you just scare it off? Okay, no, see. Rathian's going to try and attack me here, but you can see here I do have one of the Black Wind Rustlers. He's probably going to try and run for his life away from this Rathian, just like I'm going to do, but before he runs, we're just going to catch him and secure ourselves a nice rare creature. There we go. Northpeckers can be found over in the Windward Plains, nesting on the back of these Cenoteefs. These guys are found in abundance during the season of fallow. Landlight Shrimps can be found throughout the Windward Plains in any weather conditions, and these guys are found just outside the base camp on some of the rocks. Amsterdam can be found in the Windward Plains and the forest, and are very commonly found over near Area 8. Next up, we have the Himstrigian, and these guys can be found in the plains and the forest. I like to personally find them over in the forest, and where you're going to want to look is over at Area 8 in the Scarlet Forest, and this is going to be in the season of plenty at nighttime. You see him there with his slightly more purpley chest. So yeah, he is pretty purple and relatively easy to spot. He looks like he's just got a great big fluffy chest compared to the regular ones, which just have that sort of whitey chest. So yeah, pretty easy to spot, but go ahead and catch him to acquire another rare endemic life in Monster Hunter Wilds. Rufflizards can be found commonly throughout the Windward Plains, specifically in the more cavey areas of the plains, such as Area 3. Tracktail Lizards are again found in the Windward Plains, and these guys can be found in the sandy dunes areas of the map. Careful, because they will run away from you quite fast after you spot them. Bugs are found all throughout Monster Hunter Wilds, and these guys will occasionally show up after you've killed large or small monsters. Next we have the Quarterflies. These guys can be found in every single location of the game, and these guys specifically spawn where you can put up pop-up tents, which is actually pretty handy.
Can't forget supplies.
Ember Hoppers, you'll find a bunch of these guys hopping around tall grass throughout the Windward Plains and the Scarlet Forest. Tyrant Hoppers can be found in the ruins of Wyberia, much the same as the regular Hoppers found in the longer grassy areas around Area 6. Next up we have the Sandstar, and this one can be caught over in the Windward Plains. He is able to be found all the way from areas 7 up to 12 and then over towards 13. My most common area to find him is over here at Area 13 during the dunes. And as a side note, bring some Screamer Pods with you, because if you shoot a Screamer Pod at this guy, you'll stun him and make him a lot easier to catch. He's going to be found over at the Windward Plains during nighttime in the Season of Plenty. He does seem to very consistently spawn here, and like I said before, this time I'm actually going to pop a Screamer Pod, jump off, put my capture net on, and capture him, no problem at all. So, nice and easy. That way, you will have A, got yourself a nice achievement, and also completed that side mission for those guys, so you can finish up those quests. Leafcutter Ants can be found throughout the Scarlet Forest, specifically on those big old trees that you see, and there is one located just outside of base camp. Next, the Florashell Crab. These can be found throughout the Scarlet Forest. These guys only really are active during nighttime, and you can find a few outside of your camp in Area 12, near the waters. The Crudeshell Crab, much like the other crabs in Monster Hunter Wilds, but this one can be found over in the Oil Well Basin. However, they are not very common during the inclemency weather system, so try and avoid that one. Next up, we have the Curioshell Crab. Now, this guy can be found in every single area of the game except for the Wounded Hollow. It doesn't matter what kind of day or what weather conditions. I found this one in nighttime and the fallow. And my most preferred location to find this guy is going to be over at here at the underground lake, and he can be found just on this little outcrop here. Hey, there he is. Come here, you little bugger.
What do you suppose this is?
The Smokeshroud Gekko can be found both in the plains and the forest, and generally in darker areas. The one I like to find is over in Area 8 of the Scarlet Forest. Dapwings can be found all throughout the Scarlet Forest during the daytime. I generally like to find them over at Area 15 near the giant waterfall. Next up, we have the Dazzlewing. These guys can be found over in the Scarlet Forest, and these guys are found during the daytime and the Season of Plenty. They are found in a few different areas, but my most common area to find these guys is going to be over at Area 15, and one spawns just here on a broken tree over in Area 15. Oh, there he is. Look at that. What beautiful feathers you have, good sir. And that is going to be our Dazzlewing. mine. There we go. Like I say, I've had it most commonly spawning on this tree right here, so go ahead and check that out for your greatest chance. Hey, you don't escape just because you look nice. Mimi fighters can be found all the way throughout the Scarlet Forest, but generally found roaming around in the longer grassy areas. These guys are super easy to spot, however, during the Season of Plenty, where they will sit up on their tails. Scarlet Joyperch can be found throughout the Scarlet Forest, generally nearby to the water's edge. Stardusters can be found swimming around in the Scarlet Forest, specifically in the diving sections of the Scarlet Forest. I like to use the one behind the waterfall in Area 12. Vaporanids can be found in a bunch of different areas, specifically in large spiderweb areas. I like to find them near the Lalabarina lair in the Scarlet Forest. Next we have the Omen Flies. These can be found in a few different locations like the Scarlet Forest and Wyveria, and are generally found nearer water sources. I like to go around Area 2 during the Season of Plenty. Next is the Myriads, and these guys can be found in the Scarlet Forest all over the place during the Season of Plenty. Just look out for a great butterfly cloud. Jewel Scarabs can be found in the Scarlet Forest on those big trees that are leaking the red sap all over areas 2 to 3. Next on our list we have the Regal Jeweled Scarab. Now these guys can be found over in the Scarlet Forest during the morning at the Season of Fallow, and they are located just on a few trees from areas 1, 2 to 3, and you're looking out for these trees that have the red sap coming out of them. You should see a group of scarabs on here, and one of them has a chance to be the Regal Jewel Scarab. I take it back. There we go. You see him sat right in the middle there, just the slightly bigger looking one. And for reference, that is over this area, but they can spawn on any of the trees that are holding this sort of red sappy area. So go ahead and look for these sort of beetles, and when you find the bigger leaf-shaped one, that's how you know it's going to be the right one for you. And you can go ahead and catch it and secure yourself another rare endemic creature. Next we have the Hercudrome, and these guys can be found on the exact same trees as the Jeweled Scarab, but this time it's going to be Season of the Fallow and at night time. Next we have the Gold Hercudrome, and this one again is found over in the Scarlet Forest. This guy can be found during the Season of Fallow at night time, and it's found on exactly the same trees as the Jeweled Scarabs that we talked about before, over in areas 1 over to 2 and areas 3. Look out for the trees with the red sap coming out of them. However, that one there most certainly looks like a gold Hercudrome, and now as you can see, this one is literally just outside of the base camp. There is going to be this shiny gold Hercudrome. He doesn't always spawn here, but he does have a very high chance to spawn here. Next, we have the super rare Prism Hercudrome, and this guy can be found over in the ruins of Wyveria. The timing on this one is very specific. It has to be late night in Wyvern's Tranquility, and it is specifically on this tree over in Area 6. I can show you the location on the map just here, if this guy will stop headbutting me. The location on the map is just here in Area 6 in the ruins of Wyveria. Oh! We actually got it! Yes! Gimme! Oh, Prism Hercudrome! Oh my god, that took so long to get. Next we have the pink Landlight Shrimp, and these can be found all throughout the cavey areas of the oil well basin. I like to look around Area 13. Next is going to be the Ember Rufflizard. These guys are found all throughout the oil well basin. I personally like to go to the fiery areas down in Area 15. Next up we have the Azure Rufflizard. Now this guy is found in the oil well basin, and there is no strict time or weather conditions for this guy. However, I have currently got it in morning and the season of plenty, but there are a few locations he can spawn. One of the prevalent locations he can spawn is down in area 15. There are 2 spawn points for this guy, one just here and one further up towards this exit over here.
Do you suppose this place needs a workshop too?
Next we have Gloom Gekkos, and these guys can be found throughout the oil well basin. Try look for these deep cavey areas. I generally go down to area 13 and you can find some on the walls around here. Scalebats can be found throughout the forest and oil well basin. I like to go to the oil well basin at night time and just search around the cave areas. You'll see these guys flying around. The Blink Angler can be found in the oil well basin, and this guy likes to sit in the shallow streams around area 13 of the oil well basin. Next is the Sparklerjelly, and these guys are found in the oil well basin and are pretty much impossible not to catch if you're in the season of plenty down near area 13. Next we have another really rare creature. This is the Peony Sparklerjelly, and this guy can be found over in the oil well basin. He spawns over near area 13, just in a little cave opening over here in area 13, and it is going to be during nighttime in the season of plenty. One big giant eyeball. Come to me, you're mine. Oh! Yes. There we go. Next up we have another super rare creature, and this is going to be the new Yaya. These guys spawn over in the oil well basin, and they're going to spawn specifically over in area 17 here, which is the new Udra's lair. Now the spawn conditions for this guy are a bit specific. What you're going to have to do is go to Fire Spring in any time of the day, and you should see that a new Udra has spawned. Now you're going to head over to area 17 and check whether there are eggs hanging from the roof of area 17. If there are, Alma should say something along the lines of, look at these new Udra eggs. If this happens, then you're going to want to go back to camp, rest until morning of the plenty, head back over here to area 17, and you should find the new Yayas flying all around the area. These are all of our little new Udra babies, called the new Yaya. So, I mean, while you're here, might as well catch a few of them. Next are the Gorkies. These guys can be found in a few different areas, namely the ruins of Wyveria. I like to go to area 6, and you can see these guys just chilling amongst the longer grass. Next is the Solonaria, which can be found throughout the Ice Shard Cliffs and Wyveria. I like to go to the fallow period during the daytime, and these guys will spawn right outside your tent at area 20 in the Ice Shard Cliffs.
Take a break?
Good idea.
Next is going to be the Pillow Pods, which can be found in a variety of different locations. I like to search Wyveria's ruins, and over in area 8 on a few different pillars, these guys will spawn in abundance.
Places like these always make me feel small.
Next we have the Gillopod. This can be found over in the ruins of Wyveria, and they spawn on the walls in the same places as Pillow Pods. Me personally, I like to look up in area 8, just as this line connects to the main area 8 region. There is a little pillar here that spawns a bunch of these guys on, and weather conditions for these guys are going to be season of the plenty, and time of day doesn't actually matter. Find another one right there. There we go. Straight away, we found another one. Now you can see here, these are your regular Pillow Pods. They're much smaller little rectangles, but as you can see here, the bigger rectangles with the glowing red eyes is going to be our Gillopod there, and we have acquired another rare creature. Next up, we have the Downy Crake, and this guy can be found over in the Ice Shard Cliffs, specifically on the back of Rathma. I like to go to Area 20 in the Ice Shard Cliffs and head out to check on Rathma in Area 13 and up to Area 12 here. And the conditions for this are going to be season of fallow and during the daytime. So, as you can see, they're going to get startled and they're going to start running away over to this hole. And like I say, you can still catch them even if they do that and get yourselves the rare endemic life. And next is going to be the petal flies. These can be found all throughout the ruins of Wyveria. I tend to go for area 6 around the grassy areas, and you'll see them floating around in large groups. And as a little final bonus one here, these guys don't technically class as a rare spawn, but they are actually quite rare to find. So it's going to be the Zoo-Yo, which is a baby Zoo-Woo, and these guys are going to be found over in the ruins of Wyveria. Weather conditions for this are going to be Wyvern's Tranquility, and I personally have got it in daytime, and the area to search is going to be over at Area 12 in Wyveria's ruins. This is the Zoo-Woo's lair. Head over there during the season of plenty and you should be able to catch these guys. And as you can see, there is a bunch of these little new yo babies flying around, and you can just go ahead and catch as many of these as you like. And that is going to be all of our endemic life out of the way. Wow, what a list. So now on to the aquatic life, and I will say the vast majority of these fish can be caught throughout the Scarlet Forest, so go ahead and set your season to plenty and have fun catching a bunch of these fish over in the Scarlet Forest. Now, it's worth mentioning for all these aquatic fish, you can catch a lot of these guys as long as they're not giant fish with a capture net. However, if you catch these guys with the capture net, they will not count as progression towards any side quests you have. So for example, the side quest to catch the Gravid Bowfin, if you catch it with a capture net, you will not get progression for this side quest. You have to catch it using the fishing rod, so just be aware of that. Now, a lot of these guys, you'll see a common theme here, can be caught over in Area 12 of the Scarlet Forest, specifically in the giant pool area and also the underwater dive section. First we have the Bearded Bowfin. This is going to be Area 12 in the underwater dive section in the Scarlet Forest. Next we have the Sushi Fish, which is again going to be in Area 12 in the Scarlet Forest in the underwater dive section. Next, the Wet Fish, and you guessed it, Area 12 dive section, Scarlet Forest. Now, the golden fish and the platinum fish can both be found in Area 12 in the dive section, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit and we're going to go to the underground lake at Area 8 in the Scarlet Forest. For the burst arowanas, we're going to mix this up a bit and go near the base camp in the Scarlet Forest around Area 1 and 2 in the shallow water. And for the bomb arowana, once again in the Scarlet Forest, and I'm going to check the same places in Areas 1 and 2 in the shallow waters. Next, the Golden Fry, and this one is going to be found in Area 16 of the Ruins Interior in the Scarlet Forest. Next, the Gunpowder Fish, and this is going to be the same location, Area 16 of the Scarlet Forest, the Ruins Interior. the Gravid Bowfin. This is also used for one of Kanya's quests, and you're going to want to use the Emerald Jitterbait to catch this guy. This guy can be found in a bunch of different areas. Me, personally, I like to find him over in the Windward Plains, and it's going to be at Area 13 at the Oasis here. These guys can spawn during the Season of Plenty and at nighttime.
Yeah.
Oh, you snagged a rare one.
Next up, we have the Escunite. This guy can be found over in the Scarlet Forest and can be caught using the Tentacle Jig. And funnily enough, the Escunite is a rare creature, and it will shine in the bag when you catch it, even though we do have a Grand Escunite, which is, I guess, an even more rare variant of the Escunite. Weather conditions are going to be daytime and the Season of Plenty, and I like to find them in Area 8 at the Underground Lake. If you just swim under this little area here and onto this platform, they can spawn in the water just ahead of you. Next up, we have the Grand Escunite, the aforementioned even more rare version of the Escunite, and this can be found in the exact same locations as the Escunite. It is going to be over in the Scarlet Forest, and to catch the Grand Escunite, you're going to once again use the Tentacle Jig. We're going to be set over to daytime and the Season of Plenty, and it can be found again over here in Area 8 at the Underground Lake. If you swim under this little area, you can find them in the water just ahead of you here.
Yeah.
Oh, you snagged a rare one.
Next up is the Petrocamps, and this guy is going to spawn over in the Scarlet Forest and the Oil Well Basin. And to catch this guy, you're going to want to be using the Duster Rigs. And this guy can be found during nighttime in the Season of Plenty at the Scarlet Forest, and actually spawns in this body of water just next to the Ruin Interior Camp over at Area 16. And the Glass Pyrexus, this can be found over in the Ice Shard Cliffs and the Ruins of Wyveria. Also, I like to find it in Area 1 of the Ice Shard Cliffs in this pool of water here. Next is going to be the Blind Perch. Now this can be found in the Ice Shard Cliffs and the Ruins of Wyveria also, and I like to find it over in Area 1 in this pool of water here.
You're ready.
Now all of the rest of the fish on our list are going to be large fish. First is going to be the Great Trevally, and this is going to be in the Scarlet Forest in the large body of water over at Area 12. And I will say, before you start fishing this guy, make sure you first of all kill all of the creatures here, because they will interrupt you whenever you are fishing, and it is super annoying. And with regards to catching large fish, if you haven't seen my fishing guide yet and you want to know how to better catch large fish, go ahead and do so now. I will put a link to this video in the description down below. And for the Great Trevally, we're going to want to use Tough Joint Bait, which can be acquired from completing the side quest with Kanya over in the Scarlet Forest.
This.
The Gaiju is once again going to be caught in Area 12 in the large body of water in the Scarlet Forest. I'm going to be in the Season of Plenty, but he can spawn in any season, and you're going to want to use the Duster Rig to catch this guy. And next we have the spear tuner. These guys are again going to be found in the Scarlet Forest over at area 17, and you're going to want to be in season of the fallow. Now these guys are most easy to catch with the tough joint bait, but these are probably the hardest fish to catch in the game if you do not understand the fishing mechanics. So make sure you check out my fishing guide on how to actually fish properly in this game, and hopefully you'll have a bit of an easier time catching this guy. So next we have the Gastronome Tumor. This one is going to be again found over in the Scarlet Forest, and we're going to be up at area 17 for this one. The best bait you're going to want to use is tough joint bait, and also what you want to do is look out for these feeding frenzy pools. This is going to be the most common spawn area for these Gastronome Tuners, so season of plenty and look for the feeding pool zones. And last but certainly not least, we have the Goliath Squid. Now this one is going to want to be caught once again with the tentacle jig and can be found over in the Scarlet Forest. Specifically, this is going to be during the season of plenty and at nighttime, and it spawns over in area 17 just along the shoreline here between the two lock ruins parts. Come on, you're mine now. Yep, there we go. Hey, we have the Goliath Squid. Look at that, beautiful. And wow, that is every single endemic and aquatic life in Monster Hunter Wilds. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thanks for watching. It's been an absolute mammoth video to try and put together for you guys, so I really do hope you enjoyed it. And if you're enjoying the Monster Hunter Wilds content, please be sure to give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.